Being proactive, understanding that we are responsible for what we create, and that we create with our words, with our thoughts, and with our feelings. Talking about proactive language first. Proactive language is that language that takes us to our desired outcome, to our desired result. It is obvious that if we speak what we don't desire, well, that's what we're going to get. So what we speak is what we get. From my experience, it happens that that's a very powerful sentence. If you hear people who have achieved great movements or great changes, not only within themselves, but through a community, through a society, through the world, these are people that talk about their vision, that focus on their vision, that explain and that express what's within them, that desire to evolve, to change, to grow, to advance, because we are part of this nature. Nature's nature is to grow. If we put a little seed on a glass of water, what happens with that seed? That seed either grows or dies according to the environment that that seed is put in. But if we give it a good environment, if we give the proper water and the proper light and the proper oxygen, I guess, that seed grows into a beautiful plant. Similarly, we were created with a seed, and that seed can be either put in an environment where it doesn't grow and it stifles and it shrinks, or an environment where that seed flourishes, where it becomes a leader, where it becomes the expression of that seed that came with it, because God doesn't create junk. I think that's something that I hear often and often, that God didn't create junk. What the junk comes from perhaps the environment where the seed is put in. So leadership is about understanding that our children came with a seed of something big, with a purpose, with a potential that we as parents, as teachers, as friends, as family, as leaders can help that child grow into that wonderful tree, that wonderful potential that he came to earth to be and to develop. As part of the proactive language, we have some examples here. When a child or anyone says, I can't do that, we can guide them with the proactive language saying, it might be difficult and you can ask for help, or I can help you, or let's figure it out. Let's see how we can do it. In other words, always to end a sentence on a possibility that something is going to be done. Because the word I can't is really a word that doesn't take us anywhere. Okay, that's one example. The other example is if we hear a child saying, I am stupid, or I am bored, or I am, anyways, whatever I am, a child describes himself or herself. And if it is in what we call negative, meaning not something that is very uplifting, then we could guide the child or the teenager or whoever in saying, first of all, we could ask him, why are you saying that? And understand, and then guide him in saying, okay, why don't we use language that takes you to where you want to be? What would you like to be? If I'm stupid is what you are right now, what would you like to be? And the child or the person might say, oh, I want to be more creative, or I want to be happier, or I want to be smarter. So then reframing that sentence and saying, okay, so I am becoming smarter, or I am becoming more enthusiastic. I am whatever it is. And if they don't want to say the actual sentence I am because they don't believe it, they could use the sentence I am now becoming, or I am becoming, or I am working on. And that's a strategy that we use with people who are resistant to changing the language from one extreme to the other. And that's fine. That's fine. The idea is to move people from a language that it is talking about what they don't like to a language where they're speaking about a direction that they want to go to, or a place they want to go, or a vision, or even a present feeling or place they want to enjoy at the moment.